Welcome, dear listeners, to Fabulas, your weekly portal to the most captivating tales ever told. I'm your host, and today we're not just telling a story, we're stepping into a legend. We're diving headfirst into the book that ignited a global phenomenon, a tale of wonder, friendship, and the enduring power of love. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Our adventure begins not in a grand castle or a mystical forest, but on a perfectly ordinary, indeed boringly ordinary street called Privet Drive. Here live the Dursleys, a family so committed to normalcy that anything out of the ordinary sends shivers down their perfectly normal spines. But on this particular Tuesday, strange things are undeniably afoot. Owls are flying by daylight, cloaked figures are whispering in corners, and the name Potter is on everyone's lips. You see, a dark shadow had recently lifted from the wizarding world. The most feared dark wizard of all time, Lord Voldemort, had been defeated. But his defeat came at a terrible cost, the lives of James and Lily Potter. And their infant son, Harry, miraculously survived the killing curse, left with nothing but a lightning bolt scar on his forehead. A mark of both immense pain and incredible power. And so, on that fateful night, the venerable Albus Dumbledore, the wise and enigmatic headmaster of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, along with the stern but kind Professor McGonagall and the gentle giant Rubeus Hagrid, deliver baby Harry to the Dursleys' doorstep. I know, a blanket and a hope for a safe, muggle childhood. But safety and normalcy were never truly in the cards for Harry. For 10 long, arduous years, he endures a life of neglect and cruelty. He's relegated to a cramped cupboard under the stairs, dressed in Dudley's ill-fitting hand-me-downs, and constantly reminded of his unwanted presence. His cousin, Dudley, a corpulent bully, makes Harry's life a living hell, while Aunt Petunia and Uncle Vernon do their utmost to stamp out any spark of magic they fear might reside within him. They deny him love, comfort, and even the truth of his own identity. It's a childhood devoid of joy, filled with chores and silent suffering. But fate, as it often does, has a way of intervening. On the eve of his 11th birthday, the first mysterious letter arrives. Addressed to Mr. H. Potter, the cupboard under the stairs, it's an invitation, a summons to a world Harry never knew existed. The Dursleys, in a fit of panic and denial, try to intercept every subsequent letter, boarding up mail slots, and even fleeing to a remote island shack. But the magic is insistent, unstoppable. A torrent of letters, carried by owls, finds Harry wherever he goes, a relentless whisper from a world that refuses to forget him. And then, on that stormy, isolated island, with the waves crashing against the shore, the door is literally blasted open. Standing silhouetted against the raging storm is the magnificent, towering figure of Rubeus Hagrid. With a voice like a rumbling earthquake and a heart of gold, he delivers the words that shatter Harry's mundane existence and open the floodgates to his true destiny. Harry, you're a wizard. He hands Harry his official acceptance letter to Hogwarts, and in that moment, the boy who lived in a cupboard begins to live a life of magic. Hagrid, with his gruff charm and boundless enthusiasm, becomes Harry's first guide into this astonishing new reality. Their first stop, Diagon Alley, a secret, bustling thoroughfare hidden behind a seemingly ordinary pub. For Harry, it's an explosion of color, sound, and wonder. Shops overflow with spellbooks, potion ingredients, exotic pets, and shimmering robes. He visits Gringotts, the wizarding bank run by goblins, where he discovers a vault filled with gold left by his parents, a testament to a family he barely knew. And then, the most pivotal moment, Ollivander's, the ancient wand shop. Here a wand chooses Harry, a Holly and Phoenix feather creation, a brother to the wand of none other than Lord Voldemort himself. It's a chilling connection, a hint of the destiny that binds Harry to his parents' killer. A month later, armed with his new school supplies and a mind buzzing with magical possibilities, Harry finds himself at King's Cross Station. But where is platform 9 3/4? A chance encounter with the boisterous Weasley family reveals the secret, a magical barrier between platforms 9 and 10. With a mix of trepidation and excitement, Harry pushes through, emerging onto a platform bustling with students, trunks, and steam from the magnificent Hogwarts Express. On the train, he forms the bonds that will define his journey. He meets the lanky, good-natured Ron Weasley, who introduces him to the delights of wizarding suites and the complexities of a large, loving, magical family. And then there's Hermione Granger, a brilliant, if a bit bossy, muggle-born witch, whose encyclopedic knowledge and fierce loyalty will prove invaluable. Hogwarts Castle itself is a character in this story, a sprawling ancient edifice filled with secrets, moving staircases, and portraits that whisper. The first-year students gather in the Great Hall, a breathtaking space under an enchanted ceiling, for the sorting ceremony. The sorting hat, a sentient tattered old hat, determines which of the 4 houses each student will call home: Gryffindor, the brave; Hufflepuff, the loyal; Ravenclaw, the wise; or Slytherin, the ambitious. Harry, Ron, and Hermione, despite their initial anxieties, are all sorted into Gryffindor, the house of courage and chivalry, much to Harry's relief, as he had a rather unpleasant encounter with a certain Draco Malfoy, a smug and prejudiced student who was sorted into Slytherin. Life at Hogwarts is a dizzying array of new experiences. Harry discovers a natural affinity for flying, soaring through the air on a broomstick with an ease that earns him a coveted spot on the Gryffindor Quidditch team, a thrilling, high-flying sport played on broomsticks. He attends classes that defy imagination, charms with the tiny Professor Flitwick, transfiguration with the stern but fair Professor McGonagall, and the dreaded potions class with the enigmatic and seemingly hostile Professor Snape. A Snape, with his greasy black hair and hooked nose, seems to harbor an immediate and intense dislike for Harry, making his lessons a constant source of tension and fear. Harry also quickly learns about the Forbidden Forest, a dark and mysterious woods bordering the school grounds, and a certain forbidden corridor on the 3rd floor. One night, while trying to avoid detention, Harry, Ron, and Hermione stumble upon this very corridor, only to find a monstrous, 3-headed dog, Fluffy, guarding a trapdoor. What incredible secret could be hidden beneath such a fearsome guardian? As the school year progresses, the mystery of the 3rd floor corridor consumes the trio. They learn through hushed conversations and library research that Fluffy is guarding the Sorcerer's Stone, or the Philosopher's Stone, as it's known in some parts of the world, a legendary artifact capable of producing the elixir of life, granting immortality, and transmuting any metal into gold. And they begin to suspect that someone is trying to steal it. Their prime suspect, fueled by Snape's suspicious behavior and his apparent animosity towards Harry, is none other than Professor Snape himself. The tension escalates during Harry's first Quidditch match. His broomstick suddenly lurches and spins wildly, threatening to throw him off. Hermione, ever observant, notices Snape staring intently at Harry, muttering under his breath. Convinced he's jinxing Harry's broom, she bravely sets Snape's robes on fire, breaking his concentration and allowing Harry to regain control. He makes a spectacular catch, winning the match for Gryffindor, but the incident only solidifies their belief in Snape's villainy. Over the Christmas holidays, Harry receives an anonymous, yet profoundly meaningful gift: his father's invisibility cloak. This magical garment allows him to explore the castle unseen, leading him to a profound discovery: the Mirror of Arista. This enchanted mirror doesn't show reflections. It shows the deepest, most desperate desires of one's heart. For Harry, it reveals his parents, alive and smiling, standing beside him. It's a bittersweet moment, a glimpse of the family he lost, and a poignant reminder of the love that still protects him. The trio's investigation intensifies. They piece together clues, learning that the Sorcerer's Stone belongs to Nicholas Flamel, a renowned alchemist and Dumbledore's old partner. They realize the danger is far greater than they imagined. They believe Voldemort, still weak and disembodied, is attempting to steal the stone to regain his full power, and that Snape is merely his pawn. With Dumbledore lured away from Hogwarts by a false message, Harry, Ron, and Hermione understand that they are the only ones left to protect the stone. It's a daunting realization for 3 11-year-olds, but their courage and loyalty to each other are unwavering. Under the cloak of invisibility, they embark on their perilous quest. They sneak past the sleeping Fluffy, lulled by a magical flute, and descend through the trapdoor. What follows is a gauntlet of magical defenses, each one designed by a different Hogwarts professor. They navigate a room filled with Devil's Snare, a sentient plant that tries to strangle them, escaping only through Hermione's quick thinking and knowledge of light. They then enter a chamber filled with hundreds of flying keys, one of which unlocks the next door. Harry, with his natural talent for flying, expertly catches the correct key. Next, they face a life-sized game of wizard's chess, where Ron, a brilliant strategist, sacrifices himself as a knight to allow Harry and Hermione to pass. Finally, Hermione solves a complex logic puzzle involving potions, determining which one will allow Harry to proceed and which will send him back. Each challenge tests their unique strengths: Harry's bravery, Ron's strategic mind, and Hermione's unparalleled intellect, forging their bond even stronger. Harry, now alone, enters the final chamber, expecting to confront the menacing Professor Snape. But the truth is far more shocking. Waiting for him is the timid, stuttering Professor Quirrell, the defense against the dark arts teacher. And then, in a horrifying revelation, Quirrell unwraps his turban, revealing a second face on the back of his head, the pale, snake-like visage of Lord Voldemort himself. Voldemort, in a weak and parasitic form, has been possessing Quirrell throughout the year, using him to try and steal the stone. He confesses to jinxing Harry's broom and attempting to kill him, while Snape, surprisingly, had been trying to protect Harry all along. Voldemort, through Quirrell, forces Harry to look into the Mirror of Erised, believing it will reveal the stone's hidden location. But the mirror, recognizing Harry's pure heart and his desire to find the stone not for power but to prevent Voldemort's return, magically places the stone into Harry's pocket. Harry, with incredible bravery, lies to Voldemort, claiming he sees himself winning the House Cup. Enraged, Voldemort commands Quirrell to seize Harry. But Quirrell recoils in agony, his skin blistering at Harry's touch. Harry's mother's love, a powerful ancient magic, still protects him. A fierce struggle ensues, a battle of wills and nascent magic, until Harry, overwhelmed, passes out. Harry awakens in the pristine white sheets of the hospital wing, Dumbledore's twinkling eyes watching over him. Dumbledore explains that he arrived just in time to save Harry, and that the Sorcerer's Stone has been destroyed, its power too dangerous to remain. He also reveals the profound truth behind Harry's survival and his protective touch. His mother's sacrifice, an act of pure love, created a magical shield that Voldemort could not penetrate. This love, Dumbledore explains, is the greatest magic of all. The school year culminates in the end-of-year feast, a celebration of survival and triumph. Slytherin, confident in their victory, is already celebrating the House Cup. But Dumbledore, with a mischievous twinkle, awards last-minute points for bravery, friendship, and quick thinking to Harry, Ron, and Hermione, snatching the House Cup for Gryffindor in a joyous uproar. Harry, no longer the lonely, abused boy from the cupboard, has found a true home, a family, and a purpose within the magical walls of Hogwarts. As he boards the Hogwarts Express to return to the Dursleys for the summer, Harry knows that his life will never be the same. He is Harry Potter, the boy who lived, the hero of Hogwarts, and his journey filled with both peril and wonder is only just beginning. The wizarding world awaits his next adventure, and so do we. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey through Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. It's been an absolute pleasure sharing this Fabulas tale with you. Tune in next week for another exciting episode of Fabulas, where we'll uncover more stories that will enchant and inspire.